Matty Knight, Kazoo averaging 19 points a game, 10 rebounds a game. Just been an absolute inspiration this season. Matty Knight will go up against Grant as we get this game underway, the final one of round 8 in the INN Championship. Winners so far, the Blaze, the Kings over the Tigers and the Breakers over the Crocs. Robbins, tough defence straight away from Brad Robbins, causing the turnover. And Toby keen to get amongst the action. To Redditch, now to Lish, but a little off, and he draws the foul. And Grant. A little push, and still a Wildcats ball.
That's what you're going to see from Kevin Lish. Just obviously struggled in the field, getting Grant off the ground there, just trying to mix it up a little bit like we talked about in the intro. Get some easy baskets to get that confidence back.
Here's Lish again. Knight sets the screen to the top of the key, Redditch. Back to Lish. Time ticking away. Shot clock got down to 2 and it was stolen beautifully. Magin driving his way. Was there a little travel or a foul? Nothing was caught. Kazoo with a little jumper drops it in. Nice 2 for Julian Kazoo. 2 plays, nothing.
Sydney come out in some sort of match-up zone. Sean Redditch pulls the trigger and hits the big 3.
That's the way to start for Sean Redditch. Whipping himself back into a little bit of touch from outside the arc. 3 plays 2, 1 point the margin. The press, a nice one from the Wildcats. Straight away, they're into it. I reckon there will be a time throughout this afternoon where we get Magin and Bruce a little mixed up because they are quite similar. We're in the 11 and 1 as well. And that was special to start us as well. Great assist from Aaron Bruce. Grant finishing off with the two-handed jam.
It's always a good silence, a great silencer to put the crowd out of it, an alley-oop play.
Redditch, another 3. Back-to-back threes for Sean Redditch. So a great start from both sides here in the jungle. 6 plays 4, 2 points is that margin the Wildcats lead. Redditch with it. To Kazoo, matched up on by Redditch, and good hands in there from Cam Toby. He might get it back. Instead, Robbins decides to go all the way. He's been very good at that, Mr. Consistent since Damien Martin was missing through injury. He's been very, very good at scoring those little layups and forcing the ball inside the key.
Yeah, the Kings just struggling a little bit on defensive transition there. Craig tries to go to the top of 9.
And there's a foul. That was going to be one of the dunks of the year if he'd finished it off. Here it is again. It was all open for him. Knight just had it covered. He jumped high. Grant and was called for the foul, and he's going to have a sit down. Graham Dan into the game. 8 plays 4, 4 points that margin. Not sure where the foul was, to be honest. There's just 2 players going for the ball. I think he was a bit unlucky, Grant. He's got a couple of early fouls, though, in this game.
Yeah, he wouldn't like sitting after 2.5 minutes, that's for sure. And you don't like to play on the road and get those early fouls because you're always going to be a little bit complacent when you get back out there.
Here's the match-up down on the post. Knight and Kazoo, the left-hander from Knight, was smooth as you like. 10 plays 4, good start. The Wildcats, they're not flat, Tony. I don't know what you were talking about. The pass from Bruce to Radic was also very good.
The last time I listened to you, Lockie, I'll tell you that right now. I didn't actually see them run out. You're telling me.
Exactly. As the spin from Lish was also very exciting. They are out of the gates beautifully. The Wildcats 12. The Kings are 6. Radic from outside 3. Rattles around. That one won't go. Still 6 points to margin on Cam Toby.
Defensive transition again there from the Kings. Just absolutely lacking. Cameron Toby going right down the middle. That's 3 transition baskets that the Wildcats have scored. And the Kings better be careful they don't just get into a running game, as they won't beat the Wildcats that way.
Magin underneath and Toby swatting it away. There's a bit of feeling in the house right now. Running down the court there, not sure we saw it on camera, but Graham Dan just wrapped his arm around Sean Reddich's head as they were running down. It was just before that pass. Sean Redditch not impressed. 14-6 is the score, and there's still a bit of push and shove. Knights and Kazoo.
Not in yet. Legal arm bar in the post. I'm going to throw it back here so I can watch the post.
A bit of feeling early on, Tony. That's what we like to see. The average of 1 blue per game is possible as Bruce, little give and go, and then shoots from outside the arc. That one was nearly in from Cantobi, and Graham Dan will be called for the foul underneath the hoop.
Sydney's shot selection at the moment is too quick. Just taking the three. They're down 8 points already. Not even 4 minutes into the game yet. And you're on the road. You can't let those sort of leads get out.
Sean Redditch with 6 points to start the game. 2 for Lish, Tovey and Knights. And a couple of points for Grant. Also Kazoo underneath Robbins with another 2 for Brad Robbins. And will draw the foul and go to the line. So Julian Kazoo with that foul. And we're going to have a timeout very early on in this game. 5:56 remaining in the first quarter. It's a 10-point margin. The Wildcats are leading at 16-6.
Judgment Day is back. Help us judge the best custom softail for your chance to win.
On, back to 1, on to 1. Let's run. Right now, let's go to a horn set. Let's go hand off in the staggers. Get all the way through it. But after we stagger, instead of hitting this guy, throw it back and then throw it inside. We good with that? Yeah. So this guy comes through. Don't hit this guy. Throw it this way. You're boosting up.
That second guy be late, all right? Wait for those picks.
Chance to go. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Good start from the Perth Wildcats in front of their hometown fans. 16-6 is the score. 10 points the margin.
Start your morning with the ANZBallaz and have yourself a grand day.
The Kings just blowing away early in this game. Just leaving the key open for drives to the hoop. And Brad Robbins will go to the line now for an extra shot to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, just bad shot selection at the start for the Kings, which leads to transition baskets. The Wildcats, you know, Sean Redditch has made a couple of perimeter shots, but most of them have been layups, which is a concern for Ian Rebilliard.
So drops it in, and he's now sitting on 5 points. The pressure good again. Lish nearly stole it. Bruce was under pressure. It was a good pass to Dan, but Lish was all over it. And Graham Dan will inbound it again, up against Redditch. Nice little crossover there from Graham Dan. Decides to go all the way and draw the foul. That was a little easy. Matty Knight standing underneath. Called for that foul, and Dan will go to the line for a couple of shots. Here it is here. Knight standing up tall, just got him on the side.
I don't know what else he could have really done. He was just standing there. Graham Dan jumped sideways.
And you missed the first. It's an 11-point margin here in the jungle. We've only gone 4.5 minutes. As Dan's second one also misses. Redditch good though with the rebound, and they'll set it up again. Bruce. He'll be annoyed with Brad Robbins. That was a nice move from Bruce, but he couldn't cap it off with a 2. Tovey with the boards to Robbins. And they'll settle things down again. The pass inside to Redditch will put him under all sorts of pressure. And there's a foul there.
Took the man out of court. 2.
Aaron Bruce called for that one as well. So more fouls for Sydney. It's just a little sloppy from... In fact, it wasn't Bruce, it was Magic. No, it was Bruce. It was Bruce. So there you go, there's the first one.
You're going to get confused, mate. So it only took you 5 minutes. It's all right.
Shouldn't have second-guessed myself as Sean Redditch goes to the line. 17-6 is that score. A little short on that one. Martin and Bowes come on for Sydney, and Redditch 1 from 2 from the foul line. And field goal percentage, Tony Ronaldson, 100% for the Wildcats and 33. That would be the reason why it's 18-6 early in this first quarter.
Isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yep. Robbins, his pressure's really good at the moment.
And this pressure is killing the Kings as well. They're not getting into their offensive sets or about 14, 13 seconds. You can see here they're just starting it now, and the shot clock's already down to 12, 11 seconds.
Bowes inside to the big man, Kazoo. Good defense from Luke Neville. Although he lost it in the end, the pass now to Kazoo was good. It came from Radic. Kazoo will always finish them off. Lift from the corner, drops in the bomb. 21-8 is that score here in the jungle. Impressive stuff from the Perth Wildcats. What can Sydney do to get themselves back into this game? And Cam Toby's been one of those players that is very keen to get on his bike every time he gets hold of the ball or on the defensive end. Great pressure.
Yeah, the Wildcats are great at that, whether or not it's Toby or Redditch or Wagstaff, one of these sort of small forwards or power forwards. They break out in transition as Kazoo with a nice... He's got great touch, doesn't he? Great touch.
Fantastic around the ring, Julian Kazoo, and he'll like it there because he'll struggle to get out to put a hand in that. Here's Bartlett at the top for the Cats to Toby. Now down low to Wagstaff. 2 points. They've got all the answers at the moment. The Wildcats, 23-10.
9 for 9 from the field. That's still 100%, Lockie. That's pretty good.
I think it might be, yeah.
That's good.
And 66 from the foul line, so disappointing stuff there. They need to improve that, Tony. That's terrible. Yeah. Radic, another big block. That's 2 from Cam Toby in this game so far. Bartlett to Toby, wanting to go inside to Neville. He'll go to work up against Kazoo. Down on that post. Neville shot 100%. It stays exactly that way. 10 from 10 from the field. The Wildcats. Luke Neville on the scoreboard.
Love that how the Wildcats the last few games have been making him a focal point. They need to get that inside-outside mix, and they've done a great job of that tonight already with both Matty Knight and Luke Neville making some strong post moves.
Here's Kazoo again. Little fade away. Didn't go. And on his bike too now is Lish. Up against 3 though. He'll want to settle it down to Bartlett, to Wagstaff. And there'll be a foul in there.
You see that fadeaway there from Kazoo. That's what that block shot earlier on that Luke Neville did on Kazoo. Has that mental effect on him. So now he's thinking about taking to the rim. We see here just that Martin just Luke Martin wrapping his arms around Jesse Wagstaff.
Soft. Crikey me.
Jeez, mate, you're harsh today, aren't you? Straight on the referees. You should see me.
There's the foul, 6-1.
As soon as you put try and cuddle them, it's all over. No cuddling involved.
All right.
Allowed.
26-10 is the score at the moment. Cam Toby trying to keep it in his offensive half, but it won't go. And the Kings have a chance now to score. 16 points the margin. Just getting a hand in everything at the moment, the Wildcats. That pass inside was good. Here's Kazoo. He'll be fouled by Wagstaff. Better movement by the Sydney Kings.
Yeah, just getting the ball reversed, get inside. Great look for Graham Dan. Julian Kazoo was cutting down the middle. Love to have some great movement when it goes into the post. Nothing worse than just people just standing, waiting for something to happen.
3 minutes remaining before quarter time. It's a 16-point margin still as Kazoo's first rattles around and pops out. At 6 points to his name, shooting 60%. And the second one was no good as well there. Free throw shooting very average, and none from 4 at the moment. That's 0%, Tony, as opposed to 100.
Math lesson. Thanks, mate.
And a little foul there for Cam Toby. Jumped in and Bowes did very well to draw it. 26-10, 2:53 remaining before quarter time, and then Tolly Bowes goes to the line for a handful of shots.
2? 2 shots?
No, 3, wouldn't it? He was outside the arc.
Oh, it was 2.
Yeah.
I thought a handful would be 2.
Well, yeah, I was trying. Well, 3 of shots then.
Yep.
9% from Mats, Tony. Go easy.
So it'd be 20% now from the field.
Yes.
Just exactly what everyone wants to listen to.
And this is the second. 15 points is that margin. 26-15 as Bowes will have his 3rd from the foul line. And he'll drop that in. There's the free throw, 2 from 7 for the Kings, 3 from 5 for the Wildcats. Drew Williamson from outside the arc. Well played by Neville. He just rebounded it, stripped it of his opponent and dropped it back in. Really liking the work of Luke Neville in the last month or so. He is the real key if they want to win the championship.
Yeah, just starting to find his feet. It was always going to take time. He's just finding out where he fits in this group.
He's done.
Fitting him well.
Up against Wagstaff, trying to draw a double team. Bruce tucked it under the arm, and then Neville swatted it away. Well played in the end by Wagstaff. To Toby, and then Toby threw it away, or is that an offensive? I think it might be an offensive from Camp Toby, and that's a couple for him as well. He'll the rest up. Plenty of action here in the jungle. It's 28-12, 16 points the margin.
Yeah, both teams just a little bit erratic at the moment, forcing some turnovers. Camp Toby was on charge, I think.
Yeah, he probably could have just paid it out of bounds. But anyway, we're evening it up a bit because it's 16 fouls to 3. The Wildcats to 3. Here's Bruce to Martin outside the 3. Will go into the post. Kazoo.
Julian Kazoo hurrying his shots now. That's what that block shot, playing against someone who's bigger than him. He's not used to it in this league. Just changing it up a bit.
Going again to Neville, and a bit of holding on as well. Called on Kazoo, and he's got a couple, Tony. He's been in foul trouble on Friday night as well. Got in early foul trouble, and didn't seem to affect the result in the end, but it put a bit of pressure on him early in the game. 28-12, 16 points to margin as Kazoo will rest up, and Grant comes back on with his 2 fouls. Neville hits the first. Pretty reliable from the foul line, Luke Neville, for a big man. Shoots at 75%. It's now 30-12. We've got a minute 40 remaining to quarter time. It'll be a big first quarter score from the Wildcats if they continue to go in this fashion. They might want to start flat, Tony, every night as Bruce has it up against Neville and also Lish. And Grant liked that one just at the top of the key with a little 2. There's Lish. Wagstaff outside 3. That one misses. And the Kings racing down the court. Bowes will drive into the basket and a hard foul underneath from Wagstaff, making him earn it from the stripe. 30 plays 14. Here it is again.
Both players are going to love that. It's going hard. Anatoly Bowes. Boomer.
Yes. So Wagstaff will sit down with 2 fouls. The field goal's now at 84%, Tony. It's not at 100 anymore. 11 from 13.
Struggling a bit.
Yeah, that's right. Bowes hits the first.
One shot here.
If they maintain anything like that, they're going to be tough to beat. But Sydney just have to try and stop the flow now for the last minute of this quarter. Not let them score again. Get a couple of baskets themselves and try and get it in a single digit.
Here's Redditch. Wants to go for the 2. Can't land it. And the Kings have another chance to just trim that margin, ease it back to 10 points, and they can reset for the second quarter. Grant had it nearly stripped from Williamson, and he was caught for the foul, Drew Williamson. And a blocking foul, and a couple more shots for the Kings. They're going to the line. Here it is here. It's Madgen. And a couple of shots.
You know how they got their names on their back?
Yes.
Does that help?
It does a little bit, yes.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Except when they're looking at you. Sorry.
They do look similar, don't they? Or is it just me?
Oh, they're a little bit. Yeah, one's got black, one's got white shoes. There you go. That'll help
Okay,
you.
I'll go with that. All
That'll
right,
help you.
beautiful.
Just don't get it mixed up.
No, that's right. Nice play in the end from Ben Madgen. Talented player, big night last Friday night. And it's now 12 points. So the Kings will be a little bit happier with that margin. Ball's out to 14-16. Moments ago. Here's Bartlett in the corner. Decided not to shoot the three. Could turn it over. Shot clock ticking down. 7, 6. Williamson decides to take it to the hoop. Then whips it out to Bartlett. And his basket doesn't go. And there'll be another foul for Drew Williamson.
That's better defense there. Getting some defensive rotation with the Kings, making the Wildcats make that extra pass, and then shooting the ball with 3 seconds, 2 seconds left on the shot clock, whereas previously too many transition baskets, too many layups. That's why the Wildcats are shooting 70+%, because the baskets are coming to them too easily.
So Bose will go to the line for a couple more shots. 20 seconds remaining before quarter time. And although they wouldn't want to be 10 points down, they'd be happier with their efforts in the last 2 minutes of this quarter.
I think they should be extremely happy if they're only 10 points down. It was looking a lot worse than that 3 or 4 minutes ago. So if they get a stop here and go in 10 points, the difference, I think they should be pretty satisfied with that.
Well, here we go, closing down on quarter time. Bartlett with it. 10 points is that margin, 30-20. Bartlett to Neville. He doesn't mind it from up there. He had a bit of pressure, though, that time, and the basket won't go. The Kings with a chance to score late in this game. Madgen wants to take it all the way. Can they finish it off? They do. The points will count in the end. Bose off the glass.